name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new and welcome back if you are a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a makes video where I'm going to be sharing all of the things that I got sewed up in the month of September. I haven't done one of these for a while. I think the last makes video I did was a roundup of things that I sewed up for my holidays in the summer. I'm going to try and do more of these videos because I like doing a roundup of all my makes and going into a bit more detail about the pattern. I do share snippets of what I've been sewing in my Sunday sewing catch-ups, but I do like doing a roundup, so I'm going to try and plan more of these. So this is a roundup for all the things that I got sewed up in the month of September. Some of the things I don't actually have in front of me, and for a lot of the patterns I don't actually have the instruction booklet in front of me, but I will put in images in of like line drawings, and I will be talking about the details. I've got two notebooks in front of me. One has got a list of the garments I wanted to share today, and the other one has got a list of pattern information. So if I do look down, it's because I've got the information in front of me. So before I start sharing all the things I got sewn up in September, I'll let you know what I'm wearing. This is actually one of the things that I did get sewn up, so we'll go into a bit more detail about the pattern later on in the video. I'm going to try and go in the order that I've got on my list. Not necessarily the order of when I made these things, but an order of when I was writing the list for this video. So this is the Tilly and the Buttons Freya jumper, which I absolutely love. It's perfect for autumn winter. And this gorgeous cotton jersey was from Felicity Fabrics. I bought it as like a bundle of 3 different jersey fabrics, and I think it was called the green bundle. Don't forget, if you do order fabrics from Felicity Fabrics, you can get 10% off using the discount code Liz10. That never expires, so you can use it on as many orders as you want to. And that's because I blog for Felicity Fabrics. So that's the top, and I've got long sleeves and then this lovely sort of neckline here, this little band, almost like a collar. And I've just got it tucked in to my Allen Persephone pants, which has fast become my favourite trouser pattern. I love the way that it feels on me. I love the way that it fits. I've worked really hard to get the fit correct on these trousers as well. It's got a button fly, high-waisted, belt loops. I haven't got it on with a belt today, but I've just got this jumper tucked in, and I will put a picture in of my full outfit so you can see what it looks like. And the trousers are just in this choco denim that I got from Felicity Fabrics. These were actually a blog make for them. I shared that I made an error, I don't know if you can see there, but when I was using my seam ripper to do the buttonhole, open the buttonhole, I ripped too far, so I had to do some darning on the waistband, but you can't really tell. Yeah, it's got the button fly there, it's got pockets at the front there, and they just go down at the front there. I don't tend to use those pockets actually. They're quite close fitting around this area. And then if I stand up, you can see there's a little bit of room in the trousers, and they're a little bit wider on the bottom as well. I really love them. They've got darts in the back, which you can see just go to about there, and belt loops all the way around. And I just love the way that they fit on me. They're really, really comfortable. I've just ordered some twill fabric from Semi Sunshine to make a green, like a forest green pair of these, because I think they'll be perfect for the autumn winter. I think I've got 3 or 4 pairs of these trousers now because I just really love the pattern, and I love how high-waisted they are. So I've got this jumper tucked in, but actually this jumper, if I undo it, goes quite far down, so with it being tucked in you lose sort of that much of the jumper, but I really like that look of it being tucked in. I'm not going to tuck myself back in now, but that's what I'm wearing today. So September was a bit of a mixed bag. I had various weeks where I could sew lots of things and weeks where I couldn't sew a huge amount. I was very, very busy. The first thing that I got busy sewing was lots and lots of dolls' clothes. I don't actually have them in front of me because I've taken them into school for the children, but I was on a scrap busting mission to use all of my, well, not all because I've got loads of scraps, but using some of my jersey offcuts and some of my cotton offcuts to sew up some dolls' clothes for the dolls that we've got at school. So I sewed up lots of cute little jumpers, cute little hats, some little leggings, and the patterns that I used were the Poppy and Jazz strawberry sweatshirt and the Poppy and Jazz tangerine trousers. I'll put images in of what those patterns look like. I used them very loosely, so I sewed up like a toile for the dolly, and then I had to sort of take out some of the sizing on the jumper and the leggings to tweak the fit for the doll. The hat, I used the Patterns for Pirates Teeny Beanie hat, and I used the Premi size, and that fits the dolls perfectly. And then I also just drafted a really simple little gathered skirt for the dollies as well, just using 2 rectangles, hemmed the skirts, and then just used some elastic around the top. So I'll put some pictures in of what all of those clothes look like, but I don't have them in front of me, and I don't really have a pattern to talk to you about, I'm afraid, because I started off with the Poppy and Jazz patterns as a base, but I had to really drastically tweak the fit and sort of alter the pattern to fit the size of the dolls. The only pattern that I didn't have to alter the fit of was the Teeny Beanie by Patterns for Pirates, because that comes in a Premi size, and I just found that that fit the dollies absolutely perfectly. So that was the first thing that I was very busy for the first couple of weeks of September, very busy sewing up Dolly's clothes, and it was a great use of all of the scraps. So I'm really pleased that I managed to get those done, and the children have absolutely loved using the clothes and dressing all of the Dollies at school as well. Really good for their dressing skills, but also great for their fine motor skills as well, which is something that we really work hard on in the early years. So the next 2 things I wanted to share with you was using a free pattern, and I've talked about this pattern before, but it's by Alice Irvine. It's a pattern that you draft yourself, so it will fit any body shapes, any body types as well, because Alice gives you a guide on how to draft. It's basically 2 rectangles and then a flat fronted waistband, and then the back of the skirt has got elastic in. So it's a really straightforward pattern to draft yourself. So if you've never drafted a pattern before, it is such an easy tutorial to follow, so I would highly recommend it. So Alice has got a tutorial for a flat fronted skirt, which is essentially a gathered skirt. It's got a flat fronted waistband, and then, like I said, the back waistband, you've got elastic in, which creates this lovely gathering at the back. And the flat fronted waistband just means that it's not too gathered across the front of the skirt and sort of near your tummy area as well. Because I know there are patterns out there that are just completely elasticated skirts, and not everybody likes that sort of gathering across the tummy area. I really love this pattern. I think I've sewn up 4 versions of this skirt. It's a really straightforward tutorial to follow as well. So you can draft it for any size. There's no fastenings. You just need some elastic to go in the back of the skirt. I've sewn it up in cotton poplin, and it works perfectly for a cotton poplin. But you could sew it up in like a viscose or something that was slightly more drapey. So I've sewn up 2 in September with school in mind. So the first one is using this gorgeous Frida Kahlo fabric, which is a navy, it's a navy background, and it's got all of these Mexican ladies all over it, and I just absolutely love it. The pattern also has a pattern piece for pockets, so I did include pockets for all of my skirts. And it's got the flat fronted waistband here, and then in the back you've just got gathered elastic. And it creates a bit more gathering on the back, but the flat fronted aspect means that it's not too gathered on the front. And then, like I said, it's got pockets, and then you can decide on the length of the skirt. So I went for a midi sort of length skirt. If I stand up, I'll show you that my skirt is quite long, but that's because I wanted to really use all of this gorgeous fabric. That was the first one, and it's been perfect for work. And we had a little bit of warm weather in September, but I know as we move towards autumn and winter, I know that that skirt will be perfect with something like a Freya or a Nina Lee South Bank sweater, and tights and maybe some boots as well. So I really think that I'll be able to wear that in all seasons. And then the second one, I bought some of this gorgeous fabric from Faye, the lovely Faye who runs Studio Jepson. I have worn this to school, and actually I have already got a paint stain on there, so I need to work out how I can get rid of that paint stain. But the skirt is so busy, and I will wear it to work, that I don't mind that I've got that paint stain on there. If anyone's got any top tips for getting rid of that, please let me know. I should have worn an apron really, but I never really do. But this fabric is so fun. I absolutely love it. It's creased because it's been in the wash. I've worn it so much, but I really love that. I've sewn it up exactly the same as the Frida Kahlo inspired one. You've got the flat fronted waistband, and then you've got the gathers, and then I've also got pockets in this one as well, but I didn't have enough of the fabric to do both sides of the pocket bag, so I've ended up with a fat quarter from a Sew Hilly Jane box, but you don't see the pocket because it's been understitched. You don't see the pocket, so you can't see any of that peeping through. And then I've gone for the same length because I just wanted to use all of that fabric. I really, really love this fabric. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then I've just got a mint green Tabitha t-shirt that I've been wearing with this. But again, I think something like this would go really nicely with it, or a South Bank sweater. So I think these are going to be great in my wardrobe all year round. And I've definitely got plans to sew up a few more of them. So that was the 2 skirts that I've sewn up. The next thing on my list is a new pattern by Tilly and the Buttons. I sewed this towards the end of September, but Tilly and the Buttons have just released a really cute dress pattern, and it's called the Marnie. So you can sew it up as a blouse or you can sew it up as a dress. I have definitely got plans to sew up a couple of blouses that I think will go with my Persephone trousers or other things that I've got in my wardrobe. But I have sewn up 3 of the Marnie dresses using some really lovely colourful fabrics, which is just right up my street. So let me grab my notebook and then I'll grab the 3 dresses so I can talk you through each one. So the Marnie dress, like I said, is a pattern by Tilly and the Buttons. I was actually sent the pattern with no obligation to share, but I absolutely love it. And I think the fact that I've made 3 and I've loved wearing all 3 of them shows how much I absolutely love this pattern. So it comes in sizes UK 6 to 34. You can sew up a blouse or you can sew up a mini dress. There's an option to have these really gorgeous tucks on there, so tucks across the dress and tucks on the sleeves. I'm yet to sew up a version with the tucks, but I really love it, and I've got floral fabric cut out to sew up the version with tucks. And then there's also an option for like a ruffle collar, which is really cute, or you can leave off the tucks and you can leave off the ruffle collar. It's also got an option to include a ruffle going down the front and the back, which is so cute. It comes in either printed or PDF format, and it's described as a breezy smock style blouse or breezy smock style dress. And then it's also got a yoke at the front and a yoke at the back. I have had lots of fun with this, using a couple of really bright fabrics, but also using some scraps of gingham fabric where I've pieced together all the different gingham. And I think this pattern would be perfect for using up scraps of fabric too. So that's the 3rd dress, and I'll show you that really soon. In terms of fabric, they recommend lightweight woven fabric, cotton lawn, voile, poplin, seersucker or double gauze. The lovely Georgie, who has a fabric shop called Hey So Sister, she's sewn up a gorgeous chambray version, which is beautiful. So my versions are all in a poplin, a cotton poplin. This one I absolutely love. It's one of my, well, I love all 3, but I just love this fabric. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I'll put pictures in of me wearing all of these, but I'll be able to talk through the features of the dress by holding it up. And then the patchworky type one, where I've used lots of different colours of gingham, I'll definitely be able to show you the features of the pattern much easier. So here it is. I have gone for just a plain neckline with no like ruffle collar. I've gone for the ruffles down the front and down the back. And then the sleeve is really interesting because it's a 2-piece sleeve. So you've got this top section here, and then this bit is sort of quite billowy and it's gathered into this section. On the gingham one, you'll be able to see it much easier. And then the end of it is finished with elastic. You've got the front yoke, and then the front piece is sort of gathered in, and then you've got a back yoke and it finishes with a rouleau loop and then just a button. And I've gone for this gorgeous button here, and then it's just sort of gathered. And the front and the back, there are panels as well. So that was the first one. And then the second one, I've gone for an equally busy and bright fabric, and I wore this actually out to a friend's party and I absolutely loved wearing it, and I got lots of compliments. So here it is. It's such a fun fabric. I absolutely love it. Where possible, if this fabric is still in stock and any fabrics I talk about are still in stock, I will link them down below so you can go and find them. I got this from Fleur, a really gorgeous fabric shop, which I've bought lots of fabric from. So yeah, that was the next one. I'll grab the gingham one because I can really talk about the features of the dress with that one. This is exactly the same as the cloud print one, and I just really, really love that fabric. I just think it's so fun and really bright. So the gingham one, I absolutely love rainbows, and I've had lots and lots of fun in the past patchworking fabrics together to create garments, and I think it's a really great way of using up all of your scraps. I've seen Tilly share some sneak peeks of a gorgeous Liberty floral dress where she's pieced different floral fabrics together, and it just looks gorgeous. I can't wait to see the finished dress. But here is the rainbow, I say, because I've used all the different colours of the rainbow. But it's gingham fabric that I got from Abercorn Fabrics. So I'll be able to talk through some of the features. I'm going to stand up so I can show you, but you've got a front yoke and then you've got a back yoke. And then at the front, you've got this panel that's sort of gathered into the front yoke. And then the back, it's the same. You've got another gathered panel, which is gathered into the back yoke. And then you've got this gorgeous ruffle, which is sandwiched between the front. And then there's like a side panel here. And then at the back, it's sandwiched between that back panel and then the side panel as well. So I have had fun with, if I move the sleeve out of the way, there's two side panels on each side. You've got a front side panel and a back side panel. So I've just gone with different coloured gingham. And then with the sleeve, you can see on this one, you've got that top sleeve part, which is sort of, it's not particularly gathered. And then you've got that lower part of the sleeve, which creates lots and lots of volume, and that is gathered into this piece here. It is designed to be quite oversized and quite floaty and smock-like, which I really love. And I wore this with tights and Converse yesterday, but you could equally wear it without tights. I personally feel like it's a little bit too short for me to feel comfortable wearing it without tights. So if I was going to make one to wear without tights, I would lengthen the skirt length because it is quite short, but that's just my personal preference. But yeah, I've really enjoyed sewing this up and I've had lots of fun, particularly with this one, playing around with the colours and just creating that gorgeous like colour blocked dress. So yeah, that was really fun. And then I've just used an Ethel and Joan button here. Which I really love. So that's all of my Marnie dresses. The next pattern I wanted to talk about is a free pattern, and I've been sewing these up for months and months and months, but I finally dug out a few of the pairs that just needed finishing, and it's a free pattern by Nielsen called the Acacia knickers. If you sign up, if you go on the website, it says it's £8 for the pattern, but if you sign up to the newsletter, you get the pattern for free, so it's well worth signing up for the newsletter. So I've got a couple of pairs that I had sewn up, but I just needed to insert the knicker elastic. I haven't got all of them here, but if I've got pictures of all of the ones that I finished, which I think I do have, I'll put them in now. But I just had this, you know, it's a bit like childlike fabric, but unicorn and rainbow fabric left over from a dress that I made for my daughters. And I've used it to make some knickers for myself. And then I had some of this sweatshirting fabric left over from a I made a t-shirt that's got jungle animals all over it, and I've just sewn those up, and I've just used a lovely green knicker elastic, which I think goes really nicely with that fabric. And then with the other pair, I just used white knicker elastic. So like I said, it's a free pattern by Nielsen. They're described as a low-rise bikini cut knickers. They come in sizes 0 to 20, or there's the curve range 14 to 30. It's a PDF only pattern, but the pattern pieces, there's not tons and tons of pages of patterns to piece together. Really great for scrap busting, and they recommend jersey fabric, so any fabric that's got stretch so that they're super comfortable. I've really enjoyed scrap busting and mixing and matching different jersey fabrics as well to sew up. So I made a pair that I had tiniest amount of Frida Kahlo jersey fabric, and I pieced that together with some navy jersey fabric to make myself a pair of Acacia knickers as well. So a really great pattern for scrap busting, and even better that it's a free pattern too. So on to some refashions, which is something a bit new for me. So I do have quite a lot of garments in my wardrobe, and you know, as your style changes over the years, I've been sewing for about 5 years now, and my style has changed over the years. So I have got some garments that I've made that either I don't wear anymore because my style has changed, or I don't wear them because they don't fit me anymore. So I've got 3 things that I have refashioned so that they're back in my wardrobe. All three of them actually were because they just didn't fit me anymore. So I'll start with 2 skirts that I refashioned. So I don't actually have any patterns for these because I just ended up chopping off the skirt and then inserting some elastic so that I've got skirts that I can wear. But this started life as the Seren dress by Tilly and the Buttons, and that's a really lovely, quite fitted bodice with a floaty skirt, buttons all the way down, and then little straps. And it just didn't fit me across the bust area anymore. It was really gapey and really, really snug, so it wasn't comfortable. So I ended up chopping off the skirt and then just putting in some elastic and adding a little waistband. So now I've got a really cute little skirt. It's sort of a cream fabric with these lime cocktails all over it. I got this fabric from Fabric Godmother, but years and years and years ago, so I don't think they'll have it anymore. And it is very creased because I had worn it and it's been in the wash and then it's just gone straight in my wardrobe. I think it's a skirt that I'll wear in the summer. I don't think I'll be able to get any wear out of it in the autumn winter because it's too lightweight, and I don't think it would work very well with tights underneath. But I'm really pleased that I managed to salvage that dress because it had just sat in my wardrobe for years where it just didn't fit me anymore. And then I had another dress which was a sew over it pattern, and I think it was called the Maisie dress actually. It's got this gorgeous sort of crossover bodice detail. From memory, I had a zip. Did it have a zip in the back or did it have a side zip? I can't remember. And then this really lovely floaty skirt. And I've got this gorgeous crepe fabric from Felicity Fabrics. And I just didn't wear the dress anymore. It didn't fit me at all. So again, like I did with the other skirt slash dress, I just chopped off the skirt and then I've just inserted a little waistband and then it's just got elastic in it. This one I could wear in the winter. I've got a South Bank sweater which is navy and I think that would go really nicely with this. And I've also got a Freya top which is in a navy cotton jersey and I think that would work really nicely with this skirt as well. I love how drapey and floaty this fabric is. And polka dot fabric, I don't have a huge amount of polka dot in my wardrobe, but I think this would work really nicely with just a navy sort of polo neck top or jumper. So I'm really pleased that I've been able to salvage that fabric as well. And then the final refashion was a sundress that I sewed up. It's an Avid seamstress pattern. And when I sewed it up, I think I must have sewn it up towards the end of the summer and I got about a week's worth of wear out of it and then it got too chilly. And then I dug it out the following year and my body size had changed and it just didn't fit me anymore across the bodice. And again, it was sort of the bust area where it didn't fit me. So I was really sad about that. Couldn't get a hold of any more of the fabric because it's sold out when I bought the fabric originally. But then the lovely Tamlin, who was sewn on the Tyne, was destashing, I think it was about 1 metre of the fabric. And I'd kept hold of the dress just in case I ever got the chance to buy any more of the fabric because I just absolutely loved this fabric. So luck would have it that she was destashing some of the fabric, so I bought it and I've been able to redraft the bodice part. I was able to keep the back absolutely fine because it wasn't the back where the problem was, it was across the front. And then I just cut out a new front bodice piece, unpicked it all, sewed it together, and now it fits me perfectly. So I'm so pleased that I've been able to salvage this dress. So the fabric is this absolutely gorgeous sort of baby pink fabric that's got Frida Kahlo all over it. Absolutely love it. And then the bodice has got buttons down the front, and then it's also got an invisible zip in the back, and then you've got these gorgeous straps as well. I got this fabric from Sew Me Sunshine years and years and years ago. And then you've also got some darts in the bodice. So you've got a dart going across here, and then you've got darts in the back. Have you got darts actually? No, it's panels in the back. Yeah, that's the only dart that you've got. And then you've got this sort of facing which finishes the neck sort of area of the whole dress. And then it's got pleats in the skirt. And then it has, I'm just checking, it has got pockets as well. So I'm really pleased that I've been able to salvage that dress. And I have actually got the pattern here. It's this pattern, which is by Avid Seamstress, and it's just called the Sundress. This paper pattern comes in UK sizes 6 to UK 22. So it's described as perfect for all year round. It's a great look for warmer months when you need a dress that's smart enough for the office, yet stylish enough for weekend brunch, and team it with some luxury fabric, and you'll also have your go-to formal dress for a range of occasions, from wedding guests to evening events. It features a fitted bodice with a square neckline, wide modern straps, and a button down front. Pleated skirt with pockets, and that offers you a flattering silhouette, which is also comfortable and practical for your day-to-day activities. And then the skirt's got a wide hem finish, and the dress is fastened by a concealed zip at the back. In terms of suggested fabrics, they recommend light to medium weight fabrics like a cotton, a chambray and a linen. And it says consider making the sundress in a lightweight striped linen for a classic take on the French Riviera style. And those are the line drawings. So I'm really pleased that I've been able to salvage this absolutely gorgeous dress. and I'm really pleased that I kept hold of it for all those years and that fabric came up at the right moment. So 3 refashions has got me really thinking about my wardrobe, and if there are any other things that I don't wear, what I can turn those into to get more wear out of some of the things in my wardrobe. So the next thing that I made up was using the same pattern, and it's the Nina Lee South Bank sweater and South Bank sweater dress pattern. So I've sewn up 2 sweater dresses and 1 South Bank sweater. I absolutely love this pattern. I think it's so versatile. You can use a range of fabrics and it looks absolutely brilliant. I've got the information in front of me because I don't actually have the line drawings. But it's designed for knit fabrics. It's a slightly oversized fit with a funnel neck, drop shoulders, and then you've got cuffs on the sleeves, and then there's the option for a band, so you can put a hemband on the dress, you can put a hemband on the sweater, but there's also a cropped version where you don't necessarily need to put the hemband. I prefer to sew up the sweater using the cropped version, and then I just put a hemband on it because it stops where I want it to on my body. So version 1 is a sweater dress, version 2 is a hip length jumper, and version 3 is cropped length. In terms of fabrics, they recommend medium weight knit fabrics with 20% stretch. It's available in paper or PDF, and it comes in 2 different size bandings, so 6 to 20 or 16 to 28. So I'll start with the jumper and then I'll show you the 2 sweater dresses. So the jumper is using this sort of khaki green fabric that I got from Felicity Fabrics as part of the bundle with this gorgeous fabric as well. So it's a really straightforward jumper pattern. You've got that funnel neck, long sleeves, and then you've got cuffs on the sleeves. And then I've sewn up the cropped version, but then I've just put the hemband on because I just think it would go really nicely with something like these trousers. Sorry, I haven't bothered to tuck that top in. But yeah, I think it would just go really nicely with something like these trousers. So it's a really straightforward pattern. I sew it completely on my overlocker because you don't need to hem the sleeves or the jumper because you've got cuffs and you've got that hemband as well. So that is going to come in really handy for my autumn winter wardrobe. And then the 2 sweater dresses I absolutely love. I've worn them loads already. So the first one is in a waffle knit fabric, which shows how versatile this pattern actually is. And this was a fabric that came in a Sew Hayley Jane box. So exactly the same as the jumper. You've got that funnel neck, you've got the cuffs on the sleeves. It is slightly oversized and then it stops just at your knee. And I've got that lovely hemband. You can't really tell that it's got a hemband because that fabric is so busy. But it was perfect for this waffle knit fabric, and I really love that green colour with those bright flowers all over it. And then I've just worn it with navy tights and then trainers, and I think it's perfect, but I think it would also look really nice with some cute little ankle boots. And then the third version that I've sewn up is using this amazing jacquard knit fabric that I got from Hey Sew Sister. I just absolutely love it. It's got apples all over it and I wore it to work. My daughter said that it was the perfect teacher dress because it's got apples all over it. So again, you've got that funnel neck. You've got cuffs on the sleeves and it's long sleeves. This was so snuggly and warm. It was amazing. And then you've got that hemband on the bottom as well. Super snuggly and absolutely perfect for this knit jacquard fabric as well. I know this sold out very quickly, so I don't know if they've managed to get any more of this in stock, but it's such a fun fabric. I just love those apples all over it. And then it's got that cream background. I did choose to wear this to work on a day when I knew I wasn't teaching, so I wasn't likely to get paint or glue or anything all over me. But it was perfect because the day that I wore it, it was so cold and I felt really cozy and warm wearing this dress. I absolutely love the South Bank sweater dress and the South Bank jumper. It's such a great pattern to sew up, really easy to sew as well, and it comes together fairly quickly, so I would highly recommend it as a jumper or sweater dress pattern. I've sewn so many versions of it now and it's just really lovely to wear. You can just chuck it on with tights underneath and trainers or boots and yeah, feel really cozy. So now on to the jumper that I'm wearing, which is the Tilly and the Buttons Freya sweater. And again, you can turn this into a dress if you want to, and I have turned it into a dress. So it's a pattern that comes in the Tilly and the Buttons stretch book. I absolutely love this stretch book. And here is the pattern. So it's the Freya sweater and dress. I'll show you the line drawings. So you've got this one with 3/4 length sleeves, the jumper with the long sleeves, and then you've got the sweater dress as well with the long sleeves, or you could go for the shorter sleeves. And then it's got this really lovely collar detail as well. So it comes in sizes Tilly and the Buttons 1 to 8, which is a UK 6 to a UK 20. In terms of fabric suggestions, they recommend light to medium weight sweater knits, rib knits, jersey or ponte roma with at least 25% crosswise stretch. This is a cotton jersey and it's really comfortable and it goes perfectly for the Freya sweater. I've sewn up quite a few of these in a cotton jersey and it just makes them really, really comfortable. And I just really love this fabric as well. I really love that gorgeous green shade. I just think it's really lovely. And then of course I love a stripe anyway. And this was tucked into these trousers. It goes really nicely with skirts, goes really nicely with trousers. It's great for wearing underneath dungarees or underneath dungaree dresses as well. So I really love this pattern and I've sewn it up lots and lots of times. So the next pattern I wanted to talk about is using a fabric that I got from Felicity Fabrics as part of the bundle with this one and that sort of khaki green jersey fabric as well. So it's this really cute cotton jersey and it's got all these leaves all over it. I just think it's really cute. I absolutely love it, and I've chosen to sew this up as a Tilly and the Buttons Tabitha t-shirt. So it's just a short sleeve t-shirt with a neckband and then it's just hemmed at the bottom. It's fairly loose fitting as a t-shirt, and again this goes really nicely with trousers, with skirts, with shorts, under dungarees, under dungaree dresses. It's a really versatile pattern, and the pattern comes in the Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book, which is this book here. And again, I've sewn this t-shirt up. It's the one that Tilly's wearing on the front. I've sewn it up so many times before. I absolutely love it. So here's the pattern in the book, the Tabitha t-shirt. I'll show you the line drawings as well. These are the line drawings. So you can do a short sleeve t-shirt, 3/4 length t-shirt and long sleeve t-shirt. And then it's got the neckband, it's got the sleeve pattern piece, the front and the back. And it's a really straightforward pattern to sew up. It comes in sizes UK 6 to UK 24. So in terms of fabric recommendations, they recommend light to medium weight knit fabric with at least 10% crosswise stretch, like a jersey, interlock, stretch velvet, lightweight French terry or sweater knit. And they suggest using ribbon for the neckband so it can stretch over your head. I didn't for this t-shirt because the fabric had enough stretch and I knew that it would stretch over my head. But if you choose a fabric that you think hasn't got enough of that stretch to go over your head, then you could just use ribbing for the neckband and provide perhaps a little bit of a contrast. So I could have gone with white rib knit, or I could have picked out this gorgeous green colour for the t-shirt as well. So I'm really pleased with that t-shirt. Again, I think it's going to add to my wardrobe and go with lots of different things that I've got. And again, I absolutely love that pattern and I've sewn it up so many times before. The next thing that I got sewn up in the month of September was some leggings, thinking about work. So I am an early years teacher, if you don't know, and I teach PE once a week. We've got a PE kit, which is black and green on the top. And I like to mix it up with various styles of leggings, or various leggings that I've sewn up with different sort of styles of lycra. All of my leggings up until now have been bright and colourful with lots of different patterns all over them. But I thought I should have a go at sewing up some fairly plain leggings as well. So I used this activewear fabric that I got from Abercorn Fabrics, and this is in like a mauve sort of lilac-y colourway, and the pattern that I've used for the leggings is the Sew Over It Hubie leggings, which is a legging pattern that I absolutely love sewing up. So it comes in sizes 6 to 30, and that's separated into two size bandings. So it's a UK 6 to 20 or a UK 18 to 30. It's a PDF only pattern, and it's been designed with comfort in mind. What I really love is there's no side seams, so it makes the leggings pattern so comfortable to wear. And I've worn them not just for PE, but I've also worn them when I've gone out for a run, and they're super comfortable to run in as well. They've got a really wide waistband, and there is an option to do colour blocking on the waistband. I'm yet to try the colour blocking, but that's a really fun feature of the Hubie leggings pattern as well. In terms of fabric recommendations, they recommend lycra or a soft cotton jersey, and I've actually sewn this pattern up in a soft cotton jersey that's in black and also forest green to go with some of the oversized sort of blouse type garments I've got in my wardrobe, and some of like the smock style dresses as well. So I have sewn it in a soft cotton jersey, but most of them I've sewn in this gorgeous lycra with various different prints. I'll put in some pictures of the ones that I've sewn up. But this is a really gorgeous activewear fabric that I got from Allen Fabrics. Just going to make sure they're held up the correct way. So you've got that really wide band all the way round, and then as you can see, if I put my hand in, you'll be able to see there's no side seam. You've just got that inside seam, and then they're just hemmed at the bottom. I've just done a zigzag stitch on my machine, and I'm going to get loads and loads of wear out of these leggings as well, and they're really, really comfortable. So I definitely recommend that pattern. Really comfortable to wear. They're really close fitting, but I really love that wide band, that waistband. I think it's really comfortable to wear, and it means that they go quite high up on you as well, but not squishing your tummy area. They're super comfortable, so I definitely recommend that pattern. And then the final two makes I wanted to talk to you about is using another tried and tested pattern that I absolutely love. It's a pattern by Allen, and it is the Anthea blouse. So I've made two Anthea blouses in some really fun fabric that I've had. One that I've had in my stash for a long time, and the other one I've not had in my stash for too long, because I bought it with the Anthea blouse in mind. So the Anthea blouse is a pattern by Allen. It's a PDF only pattern, and it comes in sizes 00 to 22. You can sew up either a blouse or a dress, and it's a dartless blouse and dress. And the dress, you've got the option to do like a little belt, like tie, to bring it in a little bit. It's got a really gorgeous curved hem, which I absolutely love. And then it's buttons all the way down for the blouse and buttons all the way down for the dress as well. And then the neckline is finished with bias binding, and I've just used bias binding in the same fabric that I've sewn the blouses up. And in terms of fabrics, they recommend woven cotton or linen, medium or lightweight, like a voile, cotton lawn, or dress or shirt weight fabrics. I have sewn it up in the past in a cotton poplin, and that works really nicely. I've sewn it up in a rayon, which means it drapes really nicely as well. And then these two fabrics that I've sewn up, one is a cotton lawn, and then the other one I think was described as a cotton seersucker. It's got a bit of texture to it. So the first one is in this gorgeous, I think it's a cotton lawn. It's kind of got that sheen about it to a lawn. And I got this fabric from Sister Mintaka years ago, and it stayed in my stash for ages because I wasn't quite sure what to turn it into. And when I felt inspired to sew up with this gorgeous fabric, I thought I would use this fabric as well to sew it up, because it's space print, which I absolutely love. And I think if I wear it to school, the children will absolutely love it as well. So it's got planets all over it, and then it's got all these, I think they must be stars. Yeah, I think they're stars, which are really cute. If I turn it around, you'll be able to see where it's not been distorted or cut into the pattern. It's sort of a charcoal grey colour as well. What I decided to do with the Anthea blouse, you're supposed to finish it with a cuff, but I like to finish it with elastic, and it creates that gorgeous gathering. So that's the only change that I've made to the pattern. And then the neckline is finished with bias binding, so I've just used the same fabric as the main blouse. And then you've got buttons that go all the way down the front, and then it's got that really subtle curve on the hemline, which I absolutely love. So that is my first version. And then the second version is this really fun fabric that I got from Hey So Sister, but it's a Pigeon Wishes fabric. And I think it was a seersucker, I think it was a cotton, or maybe it was a crinkle cotton. I can't remember. It's got that gorgeous sort of texture to it. And again, I've done the same adjustment where I've just put elastic in the end of the sleeve. I've used the same fabric for the neckline for the bias binding, and then it's got buttons down the front. Can't actually see the buttons very well because this fabric's so busy and the buttons are blue, they sort of blend in. And then it's got the same curved hem at the front and the same for the back. And this fabric is just so fun. I've worn this under a pair of dungarees, and I think it goes perfectly with a pair of dungarees. I absolutely love it. And I just love those colours. I love that blue and then that green. I just think it's such a fun shirt, and that fabric is just so colourful. It really makes me smile. So that was everything that I got sewn up in the month of September. A variety of things. So I've been sewing up some dresses and jumpers and t-shirts and blouses, but also some refashions and also some things for school. It's been a really fun use of the scraps that I've got in my scrap box. I get through it a little bit by sewing up things like Dolly's clothes, and then it fills back up again when I sew other things. So I'm always looking for different ways to use up some of my scraps. So I might get some more doll's clothes sewn up, or I might use it to sew up some more of the Marnies, because that lends itself really nicely to using some scrap fabrics. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I have been getting up to in the month of September and all the things that I've been sewing up. Do let me know what your favourite is. I think my favourite is probably this blouse, just because I love that fabric and I know I'm going to get loads of wear out of that blouse. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, it'd be really great if you could hit that subscribe button, because you'll get notified of when I bring out my next video. Thank you as always for watching. Take care, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye!